Hello and welcome back to the Movie Pope Podcast. And today we are taking a look at a Channing Tatum movie that is made in a very familiar locale that Lee and I are intimately familiar with. The trailer we're taking a look at here is Roofman, and I really didn't know anything about this until probably a day or so ago. But what's interesting, Lee, is that all of last year, because I occasionally read the Charlotte Observer, and every so often there would be these blasts that come in saying there's a casting call for an undisclosed Channing Tatum movie that's being shot in the area. And me being the person that I am, I ignored it. And now we get to see what movie this is.
This isn't the old Toys R Us that's like right across the street from the mall, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, look, it's right there. Oh,
and to think I've driven past that, on numerous occasions whenever we've gone to our friend's house to hang out.
Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, wow, that's wild. That's crazy to think about. So,
and to think that Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst were both in the Queen City filming a movie.
Yeah, and this is our opportunity, right, Luca? This is how we could have broken out into Hollywood. Was this film? So damn, missed opportunity there. Because I actually saw something really briefly. I saw Kirsten Dunst in something called Roofman. So I wasn't sure what to expect. So, but now we're watching the trailer for it. So,
well, I think another reason why we didn't do it is because we didn't have our headshots ready. That's the reason why. So I think I know why that happened, because we were so busy trying to get our passports, we completely overlooked the fact that we had to get our headshots done. So
yeah, I already had mine. I had mine sitting here right here on my desk. That was my opportunity there. So damn it. Well, I guess better luck in the next.
Well, I really don't know if a passport's going to work as well as a headshot, but let's take a look and see what we missed out on.
We all like going back in time and imagining how things could have gone differently. Like, what if I made different choices? Would I have ended up here?
It's been 6 months and still no leads on the whereabouts of the escaped convict known as the Roofman.
I was never very good at life. Good morning, team. Oh, no. Don't be scared. Kind of like I was not good at hurting people. Dwayne, get your coat.
I don't have one.
Are you serious? Here.
Nice to meet you.
But I was good at seeing things. Details. Systems and routines.
A manhunt tonight for an escaped prisoner.
Find a safe place to hide for a few months.
He's a very smart individual, super intelligent.
You're just the man I want to see.
You like peanut M&Ms, right?
We're missing a lot.
Peter Dinklage.
Yep.
Also in this.
There gotta be a hiding somewhere. Boop.
I wanted to invite you to my toy drive.
We sell toys here, we don't give them away.
Wow.
I would like
to introduce you to someone who made a generous toy donation.
That's so kind of you.
So, John, I understand you work for the government.
So it's a little classified, so.
I never knew we had an intelligence unit here in Charlotte.
Oh, are you law enforcement?
Yeah, Charlotte.
Yeah.
I am.
Wow, that's amazing.
Police believe the Roofman may still be in the area.
What the? Oh my God!
You got your passport?
Every like great place to hide right now because
You got to leave tonight. I can't I just stay old time? I'll just lay low. I need you to really think about who you talk to. You just look like this all the time?
Tell me what's going on. Right now.
Who do you want to be, Jeff? I need you to take the ink bomb out. If I do that, it'll blow up. Now if you do it quick. Oops.
Okay. Ooh, Juno Temple is also in this, so. Huh. How about that? Also based on a true story? Oh, this makes it really interesting. I guess what it's based upon, was it also from a guy in the Charlotte area, or are they just like using Charlotte as the backdrop for it?
Well, let's take a look. But while we're doing that, a part of me really wants to watch this movie now, just so I can point out like all the different locales and annoy the shit out of everybody. Because you did point out because you did point out the Toys R Us across the street from Carolina Place Mall. Yep, actually, yep. The guy was apprehended here in North Carolina 24 years ago. Yep. And he actually was staying in a Toys R Us here in Charlotte. So, yeah, everything checks out.
I wonder if it was, do you think it was that Toys R Us specifically, or was it a different one? Makes me wonder.
See, I only know of 2 Toys R Us's. So there's the one in Pineville, which is still standing, and then there's the one on South Boulevard, which is now Ross. Ross Dress for Less. So I'm assuming it's going to be the same one. Which, if that's the case, I'm going to be going to Toys R Us now and just walking around thinking, "Holy shit! Like this is where it all happened."
I know, right? That does kind of add like a very interesting thing. It's like, imagine that they were able to like, kind of like capture like, hey, cool, we're gonna do this, kind of like a biopic sort of, right? About this actual person, and we're gonna film it in the Toys R Us that he was having all this shit happen, and like that'd be awesome. So
and what's crazy too, because if it actually is that same Toys R Us, they didn't have to rebuild it or do like a digital mock-up or anything. Like they can just go to that place and still use it. Now, if he was hiding out at a Circuit City, he would be SOL. But
yes. Oh man, that make me feel old now thinking about all of those. So we were once all Toys R Us kids, right?
Well, hey, you remember Radio Shack? That's where we used to buy batteries too. Now you have to order them online, like like a Pliat, But yeah, I mean that's just so crazy. Like because I'm looking at the story on Wikipedia right now. The guy, was apprehended here 24 years ago, 25 years ago. He did hide out in the Toys R Us, and it was here in Charlotte. So it is kind of interesting to actually see, because when we did a review of Treasure of Foggy Mountain, it was it last year or the year before, we could sort of make out like all the places where they were filming, but it wasn't really specifically set in Charlotte, whereas here they're not pulling any punches. I mean, they're admitting it is filmed here. It is set in Charlotte, North Carolina. And what I thought was funny was that you remember that one scene in the trailer where the lady's like, I didn't know we had like an intelligence office here in Charlotte. I didn't realize that we had an FBI office here in Charlotte.
Oh, I actually knew that.
Yeah, it's off Tyvola Road. So I mean, if anybody wants to give the FBI high, just scooter on down and drive by and just say hi.
I've been in an FBI building before.
Well,
don't ask questions about it.
Well, that's something we don't need to talk about. That's the reason why this is called the movie Pope, but not the Lee Suchek show, for legal reasons. But yeah, and I'm really intrigued now. Like I if nothing else, I would want to watch this movie just because I want to see what else I could recognize from here, right? Because Charlotte has changed quite a lot, but there are parts of Charlotte that are still familiar to someone from 20 years ago, right? So do you have any final thoughts or any hopes or expectations about the Roofman? Or I'm sorry,
no,
Roofman.
I have no hopes or expectations for anything about it other than it's based in Charlotte, so I guess it's got a hometown discount with us as far as just having some level of intrigue, just because we actually know the locale that it's happening at. So
we drive past it. Well, I was gonna say too, because you lived in Pineville for several years, so you didn't live that far from the Toys R Us, didn't you?
Yeah, no, yeah, absolutely. I lived in Pineville. Like, I'm probably less than 5 minutes from, or when I was living there at the time, I was less than 5 minutes from that location. So yeah, it is right there. Pass all the time. I was over near the mall area just like a week or two ago, and I've passed by and I'm like, gosh, remember that Toys R Us, and remember, all the fun you'd have as a kid. And I think a lot of people, in our age demographic, we remember Toys R Us and have very fond memories of it. And, seeing it not exist anymore is, I think, a sore point for everyone. Thinking back to what it's like to be a kid again. But
it just made me think, because like I say, your neighborhood isn't that far from the Toys R Us. What are the possibilities that they could have filmed in that neighborhood also?
Oh yeah, man. Hey, it's possible. I'd be very curious. So there's some interesting things there. So maybe give it a whirl, just because, like, hey, I know that location. And yeah, I guess now I'm gonna go down the rabbit hole of finding out all about Roofman, and looks like it's based upon a guy named Jeffrey Manchester. So I guess I will be doing a lot of random snooping around now, to see what all this was that happened 20 years ago.
Well, another thing too is that is that movies like these they're shot in the Charlotte area. I mean, you really don't know too much about them until they actually come out. But in this case, I mean, with the gift of hindsight, we now know they've been shooting it for about a year last year. Here, so. Yeah, I mean, I will definitely do a much better job now to pay attention to casting calls. And if you happen to see us in a trailer at some point, please do comment below and let us know how we look and how we're doing. But apart from that, let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on Roofman. Are you excited to see this movie? If you're from the Charlotte area, let us know. Do you recognize any of those places in that trailer? We would love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy.